Hey everyone, it is I, DJ D-tor. I'm giving you a tips and tricks video for DJing Future Funk. I was asked to do this at Neodash's last birthday bash event. I thought, hey, why not? It'd be fun to make a video. So let's get into it. This is, of course, assuming that you have basic DJ knowledge as far as beat matching, decks A and B, BPM, that kind of sort of thing. And I will be going over 3 techniques. One would be a basic transition, kind of just moving the basses. 2 would be an effects transition using the combo effects and the breaker. And 3 would be an advanced transition, which would be the slicer. Slicer is more used in artsy stuff. That's very pre-produced transitions that kind of kick it around a little bit. So you'll know what I'm talking about when we get to it. So on the left here, I have I Want You Back by Young Bae at 117, and on the right I have Begin to Touch by Hatena at 124. I'm going to match the BPM by just making them both 117, and let's take a listen to each song so we know what we're getting into. The best part of DJing Future Funk is overlaying filtered intros and the bass drops where it gets really funky. Try not to do the vocal clashing, of course. So let's listen to this one. So right there is when the trumpet really gets in there. Trumpet or whatever instrument that is. I set a hot cue there. You want to cue where these sections of the songs are so you can utilize them. So right here is where the vocals kick in. So now that we have that in, I have the beginning, the middle where the trumpet kicks in, and the vocals. Right where the vocals happen is where you want to cut the next song. If you were transitioning into this song, we're not. We're going to use it as an intro. So let's go to the back end of it. Gonna beat jump ahead. If your controller can beat jump, it's very helpful, especially if you need to do loops on the fly. So let's listen. So I'm gonna fix that a little bit. Kind of missed there. It should be right here. Yep, that's good. We're gonna outro right there, actually. So let's go over here. Let's listen to the next song and see what that sounds like. So I can already tell you that it's gonna have a bass line drop right over here after the filtered intro. So we're gonna utilize that right where this happens. You kind of actually want to make it not right where this happens. I feel like it would be better if you would to start this song right in the beginning where that bass line drops. So let's try that. So I'm going to back up a bit and do this. So that was a very basic transition. I didn't use any effects, but it was clean enough. Let's do that again. Let's do level 2. So level 2 is where I'm going to use effects like the breaker, which is this. So that's called a breaker, and then this is a combo of fade effects. So you kind of want to have it on the larger beat. So let's do this one. So that sounds pretty good. We're gonna do the same transition, back up a little bit, and I'm gonna actually throw in a lot more effects. So these have auto rolls. My controller can auto roll. So this is what an auto roll is. So we're gonna use that and just have some fun with it. So I'm gonna back up a bit. So what I did there is I used the filter as I filtered the other song, which has a filter already produced in the song, as well as the combo fade echo, which is a really useful tool for quick transitioning anything that's like a multi-genre or off-genre or just don't have an intro or a DJ intro, so to speak. So it's really helpful. So let's do it again. Let's hear what it sounds like again, because I want you to get that. I want you to get that. I jump back, by the way. Jump back 2 beats, or 32 beats. I'm going to bring down the level a bit. So I have the sample on deck A still going. And right before the bass line begin to starts, I'm going to hit the effect echo out. And that, my friend, is a transition. So we got 2 good transitions. I guess I'm going to go over the slicer now. The slicer is really difficult. I actually don't use it that much, but it's really helpful. So let's start a new song up in here. Would be a really fun song to do that on. Innocent by Barb Walters. How about that one? So if you notice what the slicer does is it kind of stops the waveform from moving, gives you an 8 grid, and you can push the buttons on your controller if you have a Serato enabled controller. I think Pioneers can do it too. It kind of jumps forward and back wherever you want. So let's hear an example. It's slightly different from auto loop or auto roll, so to speak, and it's helpful, and it really makes it really fun. So on the grid, you can see it's changing color on this 8 grid, The best place to hit the button would be the last two where the beat ends, right before where the third beat happens. So like right here. See how I kind of did a double there? When you do that on a transition, it really helps it. So if you were to do that kind of double sound right where a break happens, it would sound real good. Oh, I forgot I had touch capacity on. Anyway. So that was a good example of a transition using the slicer. You notice I kind of played around with it and it all just really sounded good. The breaker was a little early because I keep forgetting that it's touch capacitive. My effects activate when I just tap on them without actually pushing a button. So that's really annoying. But you can kind of figure what it would sound like. So that's the 3 ways to DJ Future Funk besides just producing the transition yourselves, because that is a thing people do. Not saying you should or should not do something like that. At that point, it would just be a DJ tool. And the more DJ tools you have, the more unique you are in DJing and the more you stand out from others. So I will not knock on that. That said, I hope I answered all your questions. There's a lot of other things you could also do. Rolls are a fun thing. I personally like to do tremolo. Tremolo is really cool for doing the sudden stops. That's really clean. I had to turn it up all the way and actually set the parameters a little bit. You want to do that in your headphones so you don't mess it up beforehand. But once you get it set, you only just work between 4 and 2 as far as the beats go. And I turned off touch capacity. It's a button on my damn controller. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you like these kinds of tutorials. I can DJ rap too, old school throwbacks, Snoop Dogg, that kind of stuff. No one really knows that, but I do. I do hardcore, J-core, trance. Trance isn't really that hard. Future funk is fun, but you know, it's not that. Actually, I have a bunch of the playlists here. Let me just go over them. Freestyle jams. Ooh, yeah. That's the spring love stuff. In any case, that's it from me. You know where to find me. Have a good day, guys.